study by the experts as they think it is that of a giant of prehistoric time.
This is one of the clues that kind of links with the legends that giants did exist. And even the legends that prove this was a real story of giants in this area.
The idea of giants' existence is much more real than we are ready to accept. Undeniable proof from the past to unimaginable sightings in the present. Here is the evidence of the giant's existence that came to light.
Person, dude.
No, it's not.
There's our giant human being.
Try and put.
While exploring caves in Thailand, a man discovered a giant human skeleton. But even stranger was a massive centipede wrapped around its body. Locals believe the centipede may have killed the giant or had been feeding on its carcass until it mysteriously died on the spot as well. Some scientists suggest that the centipede's presence might have slowed decomposition, preserving the skeleton in near-perfect condition. Strangely, the area has also experienced unusual energy disturbances, including sudden temperature drops and malfunctioning electronics, leading some to wonder that the creature and the remains could be connected to ancient rituals that once harnessed unknown forces.
There's our giant human being.
Try and put.
Myths of ancient giants.
Hands appear to be abnormally long or even larger than normal.
In a thrilling archaeological discovery, researchers working in the ancient palace of Avaris have uncovered a remarkably large hand, estimated to be around 3,600 years old. The hand, which has only 3 fingers, is exceptionally well preserved with bones nearly white in color. Scientists are now examining the find, trying to determine who or what this hand may have belonged to. Found at Avaris, a site linked to powerful Egyptian families, this discovery could reveal new details about the people and secrets of the past. Some experts even suggest it could belong to a previously unknown species or perhaps a giant.
Hands appear to be abnormally long or even larger than normal.
Legends meet reality.
Farmhands make a find that is anything but ordinary.
These farmers have stumbled upon an incredible discovery, a skull estimated to be 3 million years old and measuring 9 feet tall. What's even more striking is the single large eye socket in the middle of the forehead, resembling the Cyclops of ancient Greek mythology. The skull looks somewhat human-like, but is much larger and stranger in appearance. This discovery is reminiscent of how ancient Greeks interpreted such finds, viewing them as proof that Cyclops were real. For them, bones like these reinforce the belief in one-eyed giants who played key roles in mythology, such as building the famed walls of Troy.
Farmhands make a find that is anything but ordinary.
Excavating Colossus remains. This recent discovery in the Taklamakan desert has caused considerable alarm among locals, prompting a team of archaeologists to swiftly arrive at the site for investigation. The footage reveals massive graves containing large, well-preserved humanoid skeletons, estimated to be thousands of years old. These remains, believed to belong to an ancient, possibly forgotten civilization, were buried deep beneath the desert sands in an area previously unexplored. Researchers are now focused on determining the exact age and origin of these remains, with early signs suggesting they might belong to a race of people that vanished from history. Cave-dwelling enigma. The source and location of this intriguing footage remain unknown, but it features a creature that seems straight out of the world. The video shows a dark, hairy figure emerging from the shadows and walking toward the man recording it. As the creature approaches, the footage suddenly cuts off. Believed to be a troll, this being is often described as large, dark, and covered in thick, shaggy hair. Towering above an average human, it possesses massive limbs that emphasize its formidable presence. Trolls are typically linked to remote, mountainous regions, where they are said to dwell in caves or dense forests, evading human detection. The unseen giant's routine. This footage captures not just the shadow, but the full appearance of an exceptionally tall figure on top of a mountain. engaged in the unusual act of doing push-ups. This strange human-like behavior has puzzled many, as giants are rarely depicted in such ways. Some speculate that this sighting may be linked to other mysterious figures, like the infamous Slender Man, known for his tall, eerie appearance and human-like movements. The sight of a giant performing such an activity suggests that if these creatures are real, they may have intelligence and habits much closer to humans than previously thought. Territorial Yeti behavior.
Ой, прямо на нас. Господи! Ой, ты, батюшки мои, босса!
Captured in the Himalayan mountain range, this footage shows a Yeti, a giant ape-like figure with white fur, aggressively approaching the man, recording it, before losing its balance and tumbling down the mountainside. Interestingly, the Yeti appears to be holding the man's backpack, suggesting some form of interaction before the encounter. Sightings of the Yeti often report aggressive behavior, likely stemming from territorial instincts or as a defense mechanism when facing humans. Around the world, there are reports of Yetis interacting with people, such as stealing belongings or displaying curiosity.
Господи! Ой, ты, батюшки мои, босса! Фу, пронесло.
Cyclists' close call. This is the closest recorded encounter between a human and a Sasquatch ever captured on camera. A cyclist riding in the winter through the northwestern United States spotted the giant ape with black fur, which seemed to retreat upon noticing him. It appeared as if the creature wanted to avoid being seen, quickly disappearing among the large palm trees. This sighting hints that Sasquatch may be more aware of humans than we thought, showing its intelligence and cautious nature as it instinctively chose to hide. Unseen threat in nature. While on a solo trip to Western Canada, a hiker had a chilling encounter with what he described as Bigfoot. After hearing a deep, rumbling roar, he hid behind some bushes as a massive ape-like figure passed close by. The footage reveals a towering creature covered in thick, dark fur matted with forest debris, moving deliberately with heavy, thudding steps. Its broad shoulders and long arms swung with a powerful rhythm, causing the ground to tremble beneath its weight. Surprisingly, the creature seemed completely unaware of the hiker's presence, sparking curiosity about whether Bigfoot was simply uninterested or if the hiker managed to stay hidden from view. Petrified legend discovery. Captured near the back of Elijah's cave, this footage reveals the petrified remains of a giant sitting near the mountains. The figure is about 15 feet tall in a seated position and appears to have been there for centuries. Strangely, the giant's skin blends with the surrounding rocks, leading some scientists to suggest that lithification may have turned the body to stone over time. The seated posture indicates the giant could have been even larger when standing, fitting ancient myths of giants towering over humans. Unusual stone patterns around the remains also add to the mystery, as they don't match the surrounding geology. Mysterious oversized tracks. In this footage, a man exploring Wyoming's White Mountain discovers strange, oversized handprints on the rock surface. The prints are far larger than a typical human hand, leading some to wonder if they could belong to a giant or an unknown species. This aligns with Native American legends that tell of giant beings once living in the area. The handprints are deeply pressed into the rock, puzzling scientists as natural erosion can't explain such precise marks. Geologists believe they may have fossilized over thousands of years, pointing to the existence of an ancient race of giants that roamed the earth long before modern humans, potentially giving rise to these enduring myths. Giant mark found.
It is 1.30 meters from the base of the heel.
Documented on a live TV show, this giant's footprint near the town of Amsterdam in Mpumalanga, South Africa, is one of the world's great mysteries. The footprint measures 1.3 meters from heel to toe and 54 centimeters at its widest point, resembling descriptions of giants from ancient texts and myths. What's even more puzzling is that the print is embedded in solid granite but appears incredibly detailed, as if made in soft earth. Geologists date the rock to over 3 billion years old, leaving experts baffled about how such a mark could have been preserved. Some suggest it may have been left by an ancient being from an unknown civilization, potentially altering our understanding of history.
This is what looks like a giant's footprint.
Forgotten civilization clue. This silver ring has been housed in the Egyptian Museum for nearly a century and is believed to belong to the Nephilim, mysterious figures from the Bible known for their great size and strength. Unlike any ordinary ring, its massive size seems more fitting for a being of extraordinary proportions, fueling theories that it could have been worn by a giant. Its intricate carvings feature symbols not usually seen in Egyptian artifacts, hinting at a link to an ancient and possibly forgotten civilization. Some believe these designs could represent the Nephilim's origins or celestial lineage. Despite its age, the ring's exact origin remains a mystery, with some archaeologists guessing it may have been passed down through generations or part of a long-lost treasure of the Nephilim. Mummified mystery connection. This mummified hand, believed to be thousands of years old, features only 3 fingers and a thumb. Interestingly, the 2 fingers and thumb have what appear to be hairs and fibers growing from them, leading researchers to think that they might be remnants of ancient organic materials. The hand's appearance suggests it could have belonged to a high-ranking individual, possibly a shaman or spiritual figure, as indicated by a metallic bracelet at the wrist adorned with ancient markings likely symbolizing status and protection. Adding to the mystery, scientists also discovered an orb with a crystal ball, which may have been a divination tool tied to ancient beliefs about the afterlife. Ancient timekeeping marvel.
Watch is an asteroid.
In this fascinating footage, a man showcases what he calls the asteroid watch, believed to be the first watch ever made. Unlike the typical watches introduced in the 16th century, this timepiece dates back to ancient times. The watch's dial, carved from stone, displays remarkable craftsmanship, with intricate designs hinting at the advanced skills of its creators. The band, though worn with age, adds to the mystery surrounding its origin. Experts suggest this watch demonstrates that ancient civilizations had a surprisingly sophisticated grasp of timekeeping, challenging our understanding of their technological abilities.
Watch is an asteroid.
Evidence of enormous creatures.
Un hueso. Miren esto.
While walking through a rural area of Mexico, a man comes across a massive bone that looks like a human leg bone, but it's as big as a telephone pole. Locals have long shared stories about giants roaming the earth, and this discovery might just lend some truth to those old legends. Some experts think the bone could belong to a species we've never seen before, or maybe even an extinct giant hominid, reigniting the debate about whether giants once existed. The area around the find could also hold clues about how such enormous creatures might have survived in ancient times.
Un hueso. Miren esto.
Extraordinary grave sites.
The graves measuring about 5 meters.
In an exciting discovery, graves measuring about 5 meters long have been found outside the local homes in Pulau Upe. This intriguing find raises questions about the people buried there and whether they could be linked to ancient giants. The size of these graves is unusually large, leading experts to suggest they might belong to individuals of considerable height, possibly even the giants mentioned in various myths and legends. Archaeologists plan to conduct thorough examinations of the graves, which could yield significant artifacts or remains that might shed light on the burial practices, social structures, and cultural beliefs of the time, potentially reshaping our understanding of ancient civilizations.
The graves measuring about 5 meters.
Human stories from ash.
The remains of 2 men captured at the moment of their deaths.
Archaeologists excavating in Pompeii recently uncovered the remains of 2 men who died during the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in AD 79. Found in the staircase of a villa, the bodies were perfectly preserved, with their final facial expressions of terror still very evident. Scientists created plaster casts from the voids left in the volcanic ash, revealing the positions and physical traits of the individuals. One body is believed to belong to a wealthy man in his 30s or 40s, while the other is thought to be a younger man, aged 18 to 25, possibly a servant or enslaved person. Their deaths raise questions. Were they attempting to escape, or did they choose to stay? The emotional weight of their last moments continues to intrigue researchers.
The remains of 2 men captured at the moment of their deaths.
Faces from the past. In this eerie footage from an ancient tomb in the desolate regions of Turkey, a large hole in the wall reveals a humanoid face peeking out from the shadows. The face, featuring exaggerated characteristics like a prominent forehead and elongated jaw, has ignited curiosity about its possible link to ancient giants. Turkey's rich history of giant myths, coupled with discoveries of oversized bones and tools, has fueled fascination with the existence of these colossal beings. Elusive figure revealed. This figure was captured outside a cave in Mexico, seemingly aware of its surroundings. The footage shows a giant being briefly peeking out from the cave entrance, but its full form isn't clearly revealed. As the camera rolls, the figure's rugged, weathered skin and powerful limbs are momentarily visible. Its imposing presence suggests that this massive being could easily adapt to a life of isolation in the deep, hidden caves, evading detection by the modern world. Evidence of the extraordinary. While trail cameras typically capture wildlife, one recently recorded a massive Bigfoot in the snowy forests of Western Canada. The enormous creature stayed at the edge of the woods, its dark figure stark against the white snow. In a surprising display of strength, it effortlessly lifted a large pine tree and slung it over its shoulder before disappearing into the dense trees. This sighting highlights Bigfoot's incredible physical power, leading many to believe its strength surpasses that of known primates. This raises interesting questions. Could this creature be an undiscovered species or a remnant of the legendary giants from ancient folklore? What do you think? Petrified legends resurface.
What is it? It's a person, dude.
This group of friends on a road trip accidentally captured the sighting of an enormous beast standing atop a mountain. Initially, one of them was just filming the landscape. But when he saw the creature, he knew it was something extraordinary. The sheer size of the beast suggested it wasn't any known species, making them wonder if it could be a remnant of prehistoric times. Recent discoveries of giant petrified remains have sparked renewed interest in the possible existence of such creatures.
There's a person standing there. No, it's not!
Rugged terrain mystery. A crowd of people witnessed something massive moving across the top of a mountain in Laos. The hulking entity was captured walking through the rugged landscape, though its exact appearance was unclear in the footage. However, the panic it caused suggests it was enormous. The terror sparked rumors that the creature might belong to a race of giants long spoken of in local legends. With the footage showing a giant figure looming on the mountaintop, it raises questions about what truly lurks in these remote areas. Folklore's hidden behemoth. This juggernaut entity was spotted walking along a mountain ridge in broad daylight near a small village in China, which is surrounded by towering peaks. Its massive size was clear, even from a great distance. Locals believe the creature may have been living behind these mountains in an isolated area for years. Such remote regions are often linked to giant sightings, with Chinese folklore filled with tales of colossal beings that inhabit these peaks. Some legends even claim these entities can live for centuries, explaining their long evasion of human eyes. Giant among us.
Creature in the video was a foot or two taller.
Another Sasquatch sighting was captured by a group of deer hunters traveling through the mountains of Utah. At first, they thought it was just a man hiking in dark clothing, but after using their monocular, they got a clear view. They described the creature as having a large, muscular frame with broad shoulders and a powerful stance. Its fur was thick and shaggy, flowing down its back and tapering off toward its lower body. As it walked, the creature moved with a purposeful and heavy gait, its long limbs adding to its towering height. This encounter adds to the growing number of Sasquatch sightings, reigniting discussions among experts about the possibility of these giant beings truly existing.
Creature in the video was a foot or two taller.
Creature of the abyss.
Go, 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 go.
A couple exploring an abandoned mine shaft hears strange noises, prompting the man to venture deeper. The mine's entrance is closed, likely to prevent anyone from entering. As he approaches, he captures a glimpse of glowing eyes belonging to an unknown creature. Emerging from the darkness, the creature has a pale, skinny body with visible bones, resembling a skinwalker, but possibly something entirely different. The sealed entrance makes you wonder how this creature survives in isolation. It seems like it might have found secret ways in or out, with its intelligence and adaptability. Plus, with the mine being abandoned, it's intriguing to think about how it finds food. Maybe it scavenges organic matter to survive.
Go, 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 go.
Bigfoot's territorial behavior. Construction workers in the Rocky Mountains captured a sighting of a giant creature they believed to be Bigfoot, observing them from a high vantage point on the mountain. As the crew continued their work, the massive ape-like figure remained in view, appearing unsettled by the disruption of its home. Multiple workers reported similar sightings of this hulking entity. Bigfoot is often described as elusive and skilled at blending into its environment. Its ability to stay hidden despite its size shows a remarkable knack for stealth and camouflage. Communication among giants. During a hiking trip to Brazil's Ilha do Mel, a family spotted two mysterious figures towering at around 10 feet tall. Positioned at the mountain's peak, the figures appeared to be watching the town below. At one moment, one of the figures raised its hand, as if signaling to the other figure sitting behind it. This gesture hints at a level of intelligence and social behavior not usually attributed to mythical giants, implying that these beings may have their form of communication or even a structured society. The area they occupied was completely inaccessible to humans, suggesting that this remote location could not have been hiked by anyone, making it highly unlikely these beings are humans. The Watchful Giant. A trucker picking up equipment near the northwest of the Rocky Mountains spotted a massive upright creature estimated to be 11 to 15 feet tall, standing at the edge of a rural industrial site. The footage clearly shows a giant ape-like being, possibly a Bigfoot, standing still behind the trees, seemingly observing the truck as it passed by. Its presence in this remote area suggests it might consider the site part of its territory, where it can stay hidden from human activity. The creature's motionless stance indicates impressive stealth, using its surroundings as camouflage. When it vanished moments later, it likely sensed it was being watched and retreated quickly, showcasing an interesting level of awareness and intelligence. Unexpected mountain sighting. On a quiet day in the mountains of Thailand, what seemed like two people sitting on a mountaintop quickly became something extraordinary when they stood up. These towering figures, much taller than any human, were captured on camera by a young boy during a hiking trip. The footage shows his shock as they moved with slow, steady steps. Many believe these giants could be remnants of an ancient race hiding in the untouched wilderness. Their sheer size and strange appearance make anyone wonder if creatures like this could still be out there. Pale figure on all fours.
What's up, dude?
Two men driving through Browning, Montana, encountered a strange figure that looked eerily like a zombie. They stopped their car when they saw the creepy, human-like figure crawling towards them on all fours, using both its arms and legs. Although it wore regular clothes, its skin was unnaturally pale, almost corpse-like, leading some to question if it was even human. The figure's deliberate, unsettling movement resembled something out of a horror movie, leaving the men in shock. As it approached, they chose not to stay and find out more, driving away just as the eerie figure got too close for comfort.
What's up, dude?
Cloaked in camouflage. This Bigfoot sighting was recorded in Michigan when a tourist noticed strange movements in the trees, only to discover a giant ape-like being walking behind the bushes. The giant appeared to have thick brown fur that perfectly blended with the trees, serving as effective camouflage to stay hidden. Many believe that Bigfoot possesses exceptional senses, enabling it to detect human presence from far away. This might explain its cautious behavior and skill in avoiding detection. The dense forests of Michigan provide ample cover for such elusive creatures, making the area a hotspot for sightings like these. Lost Helm of the Nephilim. This diver made an incredible discovery deep in the Pacific Ocean, a massive war helmet believed to belong to the Nephilim, a legendary race of giants. The helmet's enormous size, even larger than the diver himself, suggests it belonged to someone of great strength. Many believe it may have been used in ancient battles, indicating that giants once roamed the earth and engaged in epic conflicts. Interestingly, the helmet appears to have been submerged for millions of years, raising questions about its origin and the fate of its owner. Gateway to giants.
Nephilim door. It's like 50.
Tourists exploring Canyonlands National Park made an astonishing discovery. A colossal door standing 50 to 60 feet high and nearly 15 feet wide, partially hidden behind towering mountains. He believes this massive structure was once used by exceptionally tall and strong giants. The door's construction indicates advanced engineering skills that surpass what ancient civilizations are known for, leaving its origins a mystery. Its remote location suggests that there may be more undiscovered structures or artifacts nearby, offering further insights into these mythical beings. Positioned amidst cliffs and rugged terrain, the door may have served as a gateway to a hidden world or a protective entrance for its inhabitants.
Nephilim door. It's like 50.
The Watchful Bigfoot.
And I am firmly convinced that he has filmed Sasquatch.
Among all the Bigfoot sightings we've covered, this one stands out. Filmed in the Canadian Rockies and Purcell Mountains, the footage shows a humanoid face briefly peeking out from behind the bushes. The man who captured the moment is convinced he's seen Bigfoot up close. Many describe Bigfoot as having human-like traits, which this sighting seems to confirm. Instead of stepping out fully, the creature only gives a quick look before disappearing, suggesting it was being cautious and fully aware of its surroundings, perhaps sensing the man's presence nearby.
And I am firmly convinced that he has filmed Sasquatch.
Open discussion. In today's discussion, we're exploring astonishing footage of statues found deep inside a cave. One of the statues appears to be either a petrified man or a statue wearing actual shoes. If this statue is indeed a petrified human, it implies a remarkable preservation process that may have taken place over thousands of years. possibly due to volcanic activity or mineral-rich water. This could provide valuable insights into ancient civilizations and their customs. The statue's size might reveal its purpose. If it's human-sized, it could suggest a burial or memorial site, while larger figures might represent deities or giants, connecting to myths about giants in ancient cultures. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.
Ay, Diyos, stop mo naman yan.